Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Today is a very, very fun day. Thank you so much for tuning in today's live stream. Let me just go ahead and turn the volume up just a little bit. There we go. So, guys, today is Monday, May 9th. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Cryptolution channel, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. So, obviously, today I wanted to do a live stream because I wanted to discuss with you guys basically what's going on in the market. And I know, a lot is going on right now, and a lot of people are very, at least feeling a lot of FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But hopefully, I can help provide some broader scope. I say zoom out, which is a better procedure in all of this. So the crypto market is very crazy. But in today's conversation, guys, I just wanted to just briefly, answer any of your questions, but show you why I think that this market in its current dip is actually quite amazing for opportunities. And we're going to discuss certain cryptocurrencies out there, along with NFT projects that we're going to overview. Now, guys, with that said, as always, be sure to like the button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. And most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So let's go ahead and review what's going on in the market. So, just within like the past 24 hours, we have seen some crazy liquidations. And what do I mean by that? This is people who like to long or short. These are leverage traders basically, and these leverage traders tend to take a lot of manipulation within the market, right? So whenever we see the Bitcoin price spike really high or spike really low, it tends to be not just due to what's happening outside in the world, but also leverage traders as well. But as you can see here, we were just at 38,000. Now we're almost hovering about 31,000. So that's like, a 7,000 correction to the downside. Now, if you've been in this crypto space long enough, this is actually quite normal in our opinion, because we experience volatility like this. We have a better understanding the risk and reward of this. We are aware that when we hop into these markets, prices can go up, prices can go down. This is why people who deal with traditional markets don't like to step into cryptocurrency. And this is why, the SEC and other people will want to say, we need to regulate cryptocurrencies because they want to protect investors. But, when you're seeing this, they're going to use this as an excuse in the news. So I just want, at least for you guys to understand, this is just the beginning, and we could definitely learn a lot from this as well. So as you can see here, I think a lot of different things are going on. Let's just talk about Bitcoin first. Bitcoin is definitely the cryptocurrency, the king of all cryptos of the whole coin market cap, right? We've experienced around a 9% decrease ever since yesterday. But right now we're hovering around 1.4 trillion. Now, not too long ago, just like a couple years ago, just thinking about 1 trillion in terms of a market cap for global market cap is kind of ridiculous. The fact that we're even at this point, right, at 1.4 is actually quite astounding. And to be considered normal nowadays is to be around the 2 trillion mark, right? When Bitcoin's at 60,000, when Ethereum is at 4,000, Solana is at $200. So this is where I think we can actually grab a lot of opportunity. Where can you dollar cost average into great things? Well, we're going to discuss that in a little bit, but know this. I want to show you the fear and greed index, right? I always say, buy the fear, sell the greed. So this is actually a great scenario for you to understand, is that this is where you're actually needing to buy. And if you think that this could be the lowest, let's go ahead and zoom back in the overall scheme of things. Let's look back in the overall chart. Now, this is the max chart, right? This is from today all the way to 2018 thus far. And right now we're right around here in terms of the level that we're at. We're at level 11. But if you look at the past, just in January, we're at level 10. And we know ever since January to today, which is April, in terms of May, we've gone up and down in the market. We haven't seen so much upside or downside. It's just been trading sideways. But we've experienced many other issues back then. Like take for instance, when we were back here, we experienced a level 10, back in July. We experienced a level, let's see here, this one was a level 14 on June 23rd. And this one back here was a level, I'm trying to get this one right here, a level 11 on August 2019. Oh, by the way, Real Ninja, how's it going, man? Finally caught you live again, looking to buy in low soon. That's fantastic. I want to hear that. I'm glad that you're looking to dollar cost average. Again, these are the opportunities that we have to have. So I appreciate you tuning in, Real Ninja. This is a surprise live AMA. I don't really announce these because just, I usually just follow the market day by day to see what kind of content we're going to be sharing with you guys. But okay, back to my main point. We experienced so many different fears to this low. This is kind of the support level right here, which is around the 10. And the last time we went below 10 was right here, was around August 2019, which I brought up before. Now we know that in August 2019, ever since then, the price has been going up, and this is where we got really greedy, right? This is where the price of Bitcoin was hitting around almost 60,000, and it was really crazy at that time, almost, right? But we knew that this was when people were getting really greedy and Bitcoin was reaching new all-time highs. But this is not where you're supposed to buy. This is where you're supposed to be selling your bags, right? If you're looking to take profit. And you can never time the market, right? But here, just consider that we've been here before. We've been at the support level around 10. So when you're really skeptical and not sure if you should be dollar cost averaging, well, this is that time, right? This is buying the fear. And you're going to see a lot of different YouTubers telling you that this is the opportunity to buy. They are correct. It's always an opportunity to buy. When you're not supposed to be buying is when you are in the greed, which is when everything is reaching new all-time highs in prices. You just got to avoid dollar cost averaging because you should have bought in at these times. And this is where I've made most of my money. When I turned $3,000 to $30,000 is when I bought in zones like this, right? You bought small bags. And just, a couple of years ago, I was buying layer one such as Solana. I was buying layer one such as Ethereum and Cardano at the time. At the time, I had like a whole bunch of Cardano. And then when Solana came along, I actually sold all my Cardano and dumped it on Solana and Ethereum because Ethereum was just this great store of value and Solana just happened to be a really top layer one blockchain in my opinion. And it still is to this day. So when you look at the crypto fear and greed index, we've been here before. And so that's just something for you guys to look at so you guys can feel a lot comfortable so you can move on with your lives and just like carry on, right? But let's talk about why the market dipped so much. And it could be due to this. If we look at the past 24 hours, we experienced around $126 million in liquidations. Most of it was in Ethereum, right? That was 323 million. And then second place to that was 300 million for Bitcoin. And so when we're looking at this was the largest liquidation at this point. So when you see large liquidations at this point, you're seeing that the Bitcoin price is going to take a huge dump, which is this yellow line. So that should help you understand that this is actually planned. Like to me, in my own opinion, again, not financial advice, but this is, in my opinion, what I'd be thinking about as a whale. I want you to dump your bag. I want you to sell all your gains. I want you to sell all your things so that when the crypto market goes back up, you can't buy back in again. If you do, you buy back in at the high, and I end up taking your money and selling it when we reach into the greed part, right? That's when all these prices reach euphoria, right? And we haven't reached that point yet. So you have to understand, like, this right here is a liquidation. A lot of longs in this part. Look at this green. That's the long positions. That means all these people have to buy their positions back or they're completely wrecked. That means they can't buy any of it back. So you got to keep that in mind. This is exactly what happened, right? And it's the highest that we've seen even before February of this year. All right, that just goes to show you how crazy this liquidation is at this point. And that's why the price is down. But I have a feeling that the price could go way back up. What do I mean by that? And that's this. If you look at this chart right here, this is the overall chart for Bitcoin, right? And I've done this on the daily chart, as you can see here. Now, as you can see, we're actually at the support level. What do I mean by that? The support level is simply this. It's this right here around 29,000, right? And even with this large red candlestick, which was the selling pressure, it ended up retracing. So you have a long wick right here, if you can see it. That long wick is showing that people are actually maybe buying back their positions, right? We are below the EMA ribbon, which is this red line right here, but that's nothing to be afraid of, guys. What I'm saying is, yes, if we break down to this point, yes, we could experience a little bit more of a downtrend, right? We could experience something way more crazier than what we should expect. Like, say, for instance, if we were to break down past this line, right, past this support barrier, then we could see another support of around 1900. Again, I think that's completely BS. I'm not going to spread FUD. Don't listen to everybody saying this is what it's going to be. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. And so right now, I think that this is just primed to explode. What do I mean by that? If I were a whale, this is exactly what I want you to do. I want you to sell your bag. But where I think we can do is have a very, very good short squeeze to the upside. And what does that mean? I think that because people are selling their bags, there are people behind closed doors that are setting their positions for a huge long position to the upside. So if you see this blue line right here, I simply took this blue line and created it right here because I'm literally zooming out. This is a day-to-day time frame, not a 4-hour, not a weekly. This is a day-to-day. And so basically what I did was I took that bull flag, right? And I put it right around here. And yes, realistically, can it go up to 84,000 per Bitcoin price? I mean, yes, that's kind of crazy. That's outrageous, but I don't think so. I think that this is just the beginning. All right. There's so much adoption going on with Bitcoin, with cryptocurrency. I mean, we have banks, we have Fidelity, we have Wells Fargo, we have Bank of America. We have all these different people who are adopting cryptocurrency and crypto payments and also partnering with other people. So I think we have a long road ahead of good things coming. And, when you have people like Kevin O'Leary, who's part of Shark Tank, he has 10% of his, of his portfolio, of his money allocated to cryptocurrency. Mark Cuban, same thing. You think, oh my God, I'm the only one that's down on these prices. No, everybody's down. And that's the whole point, is that you shouldn't be selling your positions unless you are in lower caps, right? Like say for instance, there was this coin called TCG, which I've brought up before. TCG coin is at around 28 cents. And if we look at the past 3 months, all right, it's gone up as high as 68 cents. So obviously this is a great example of maybe you should take your profits on lower cap altcoins. And that's any market cap that's beneath like 1 billion, all right? Anything beneath 1 billion is higher risk, higher reward. But what I would have done here, which is what I actually did, I sold it at 50 cents. And I'm so glad I did that, and it ended up dipping. I ended up using those funds to buy into NFTs, which was a great investment on my part. But that just goes to show you, like lower cap altcoins like this, even though I'm very bullish on the project, I'm even going to partner with them, I end up having to take my profit. So it's better that you end up investing more into safer assets, which are the top 10. Right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana are my top assets. Not so much Cardano, not so much Terra Luna, not so much Dogecoin, Avalanche, or Polkadot. It's really just those three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. So those are my top three. Now, that's enough about really just the crypto aspect, because again, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat so I can answer them for you. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. But next up, I want to talk about it's not just the crypto market that's taking a dump, it's also NFTs. So if we look at NFTs right now, right, NFTs have taken a huge dump. So we know that Bored Ape Yacht Club is one of the largest NFT markets out there, one of the largest NFT collections out there in Ethereum. Yet this other deed, other side, say for instance, it used to be a floor price of around 3.7 to 4, just like a couple weeks ago. Now it's at 2.8. When I woke up this morning, it was around 2.5, 2.4. So people have been actually dumping because I don't know why. I mean, usually people who invest in these things, into Ethereum NFTs, are Ethereum maxis. That means they know what they're taking a risk on. They know the upside to it, but yet they still decide to dump their bags or sell at a lower profit. And same thing with Bored Ape Yacht Club. It used to be at 100 Ethereums just a couple days ago, and now it's at 88 Ethereum, which is crazy to think. Mutant Apes, the same thing, was at 20, now it's at 18. I mean, there's other sides to this story. There's other details to the Bored Ape world, such as the whole minting process was a complete chaotic event where people lost a whole bunch of money in gas fees. So that could have helped contribute to the downside, the dip of all these different things. But overall, the NFT marketplace is not doing so well at the moment, but that's just at the current moment. People are taking their profits. They want to sell their assets because they're afraid of something. They're afraid the market's going to continue taking a dip. It's completely normal for people to feel scared or nervous about where we're going to go next. But if you have complete faith in the market, if you have complete faith in cryptocurrency and NFTs, then all you have to do is just hodl. You don't need to sell anything. You just hold your bags, and that's it. That's simple as that. And then once you wait it off, things go back up eventually at some point. So the next one I want to talk about is Magic Eden. Right, Magic Eden is even just taking a dip. If I even reload this, where's the current floor price of most of these projects, right? If we look at the 30-day volume, obviously DeGods, which used to be at over 300 Solanas, is down 179. I mean, that's a huge drop in my opinion. And that there's so many factors of why DeGods definitely went down. And that's because, OKBears came into the perspective, and OKBears started sucking the liquidity all of Solana NFTs. And also, if we go back to OpenSea, Ethereum maxis, Ethereum NFT holders are actually invested into OKBears because they saw that it was on the top 10 chart. It was even in fourth place on the overall NFT marketplace on OpenSea. So obviously there are a lot of Ethereum heads who are actually buying into OKBears, right? That's why I feel completely bullish on OKBears. If you don't know, I'm a huge believer in OKBears. I actually own one myself. And, I got it at a really good entry point. But just look at the overall chart. These are some great deals for, it's 132 Solanas. And right now Solana is at around, I believe, $66. So you could possibly scoop these on the dip, right? So I would definitely look into getting one of these if you can, because there's a huge roadmap ahead. Plus tomorrow, the founders of OKBears are going to be doing a live chat at 5 a.m. Pacific time, which is my time in California. But they're going to be speaking with Cointelegraph, and they're going to be discussing what's going to go on with OKBears. Now, if we go to the OKBears website, there's a lot that's going to be happening. If we go, where is it? It's around the blueprint. So if we go to the park, I think it's the park, or is it the bear market? We're going to find it right here, maybe workshop. It has to do with the airdrop, this one right here. So they're going to have future NFT drops, and they made it very clear it's an NFT drop. I'm assuming that this isn't going to be some like simple, I don't think that this is just going to be some random airdrop. I think that's actually going to be quite significant for the OKBears ecosystem. I think it could be like a serum. Like, what is a serum? It's almost like a Mutant Ape Yacht Club. If you're not familiar with NFTs, if you own the first generation of NFTs, you're given an opportunity, possibly airdrop something to get another second edition. And that second edition of that first edition is kind of like a revamping of some sort. So say, for instance, OKBears looks like this, right? You can possibly have a second derivative of that. Maybe it's a zombie, maybe it's a mutant, maybe it's a robot. I don't know. And a great example of that is this, Bored Ape Yacht Club. This was the very first edition, right? And when that came out, just like, many months later, they came out with an airdrop, which allowed you to get a serum. And that serum, which is selling for like, I don't know, last time I checked, it was like 55 ETH, which is crazy. You can mutate your first generation, and this would be your second generation NFT. And that's kind of how it works. So as you can see here with Bored Ape Yacht Club, they are actually doing quite well. And so, that's just my 2 cents. So I think that's going to be the blueprint. All right. We have Wubba Lubba Dub Dub saying TCG World. Love it. Well, let's talk about TCG World, right? Because we really need to understand what's going on in the atmosphere of TCG World. So I'm going to go ahead and go there into TCG World, seeing what's going on. So if you don't know, today they're going to be offering within the next 48 hours 0.5 BNB. So you can actually buy land on their website and buy silver plots for 0.0 BNB, and that's around $150. And don't remember, these are going to completely sell out at some point. But what will happen is these will convert to 7 BNB in their base price once 90% are sold. So if we go back, let's go ahead and go to their website, right? Let's see what is going on with the buying the land. Did they actually convert their silver plots? So as you can see here, they actually did. So silver plots are right now selling for 0.5 BNB. And once you go there, you can just connect your MetaMask wallet and make sure that it's set to the Binance Smart Chain wallet address. And also be sure to type in my referral code. So just type in Cryptolution HQ for a referral code when you buy one of these lands, because I have benefits for my members who do end up buying these things, but I will not disclose that just right now. So if you buy a farm, say for instance 0.5, you can actually earn TCG 2.0 coin by just staking, right? And that's really good. That's why we call it farming. So that would actually be a great deal considering the fact, and I don't know if it's completely sold out yet, but there's 15,000 out of 16,000. So that's kind of huge, right? This one has 11,000 out of 12,000 sold, 11,000 out of 12,000 sold for the North. I mean, there's so much in this atmosphere that you need to look into to buying. But again, 48 hours to buy these things is actually quite an amazing deal. So I think that's definitely worth it. And yeah, definitely look into buying these lands. And again, next 48 hours, so that's actually pretty huge, and we'll see how this goes. So that's it for that one. We already know that the gold BNBs are almost going to, well, actually, they all sold out in general, just because some whale or a company bought the rest of the gold plots for like $4.6 million, I believe, last time I recall. So gold plots are no longer available. So those are definitely some avenues that you can look into when purchasing these things. But guys, I mean, for 0.5 BNB, that's a great steal. I would buy that if I were you guys. That's just my own opinion. Now, with that said, I want you guys, again, leave a comment in the chat if there's a project that you want me to look at, or if there's something that you have a personal question about regarding this market. Are we in a dump? Are we in a pump? Is this a great buying opportunity? Well, this is something that I want to answer for you guys right now, so feel free to leave that in the chat. Now, I want to go back to NFTs because I think that these are great opportunities to buy into these NFTs because there's not many out there. So what are some that I would look into? Well, let's focus on one thing, and that is ENS. So I've made a video previously before about ENS, and that's Ethereum Name Service. So that's websites with whatever name and then it's .eth, right? So there's a way to find great deals in this atmosphere, and what you don't know, what's going on behind the scenes, is that people are selling these for heavy amounts of ETH. So what's a great example of that? So I'm gonna go down here to length, right? I'm gonna do 0 to 4. What does that mean? That means anything in the address that has 0 to 4 different letters or numbers or symbols. So the most important thing you guys need to know is that when you're looking here, you're not actually seeing what we would say, 4-digit numbers. The reason I say 4-digit numbers is because right now in this space, 4 digits is something that everybody's looking for, right? Like this one right here is 4 letters, and soon 4 letters will be worth something. So believe it or not, there's a huge thing going on in this space of Ethereum name services. So lately, whenever somebody has around 4 numbers, like 1244.eth, the average price for that is selling for around 1 Ethereum, believe it or not. And if it's 3 numbers, it's selling for like 10 Ethereums or more. I don't understand the concept of it, but you should definitely look into these domain names because this is quite amazing in my opinion. And so, yeah, that's what's happening in ENS. So if you haven't already, it's only like $34. Say for instance, like I just clicked on that one, which is around $34. Like you can buy that for such dirt cheap. So people are speculating that, oh, the next thing that's going to come up is instead of 4 numbers, it's going to be 4 letters. Or if it's not 3 numbers, it's going to be 3 letters. So you can find the one that you want the most. So if I say, for instance, if I type in, let's type in god.eth. Let's see what god.eth is selling for, right? Like, okay, so many people have different god.eth. And as you can see here, the different types of gods, they have different types of prices. And it's insane how much these are selling for. But this one is the one that I want to point out the most. Now, this one hasn't sold yet, but this is 420 ETH, hence 420 god.eth. Now, he purchased this for around 2.4, and then somebody sold it for around 0.04. Now, this was 1 year ago that this person sold it, and they sold it, and they lost it to this person. So they had major loss of now this person owns it, right? He transferred it, and now this person is listing it for this price. Again, I don't know if anybody's going to actually buy that. And right now, the offers that are on the table are pretty weak in my opinion. So that just goes to show you how much these are selling for. But again, if you can look up numbers, that'd be amazing too. So say for instance, if I type in, let's say 123.eth, right? It's astounding what these prices are going for. You can't find anything for $30, right? Like this one right here is selling for 123 Solanas. I'm sorry, for Ethereums. That's $283,000. Now, again, not everybody's buying it, but people are trying to scoop up these things as much as possible. So just look into this. You have to do your own research, but it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, Wubba Lubba. I agree. The classic 420. Honestly, people have been selling things at the number 420. So I would definitely like look into that. Can you sell something for 420? List your NFT for 420. So ENS is definitely something that you guys should definitely look at in terms of the overall NFT marketplace. But those web addresses are actually doing quite well. What else is there? Okay, so Moonbirds took a huge dip. It went up as high as 30 Ethereum, and now it's down to 19. And that's unfortunate because we do know that, what was it? Jimmy Fallon, right? Jimmy Fallon, where is he? Jimmy Fallon actually bought one of these. He still has it on his Twitter page. He ended up buying two of these, and the unfortunate thing is he, I think, is at a loss right now. He used to have a Bored Ape, but now he bought into these, and I think that was a bad idea. But I really think he's going to be buying OK Bears at some point. I think OK Bears is definitely going to be the big play right now. And again, guys, I'm letting you know that OK Bears is a huge project. Like, there's so much going on. And yes, people have been speculating that this is like a derivative of Bored Ape Yacht Club. It doesn't really matter what the case is. People are buying it regardless. Let's talk about why I'm so bullish on this project. Sooner or later, they are going to be providing a roadmap for their own metaverse, but they're also going to be sending out merchandise to their holders. But there's so much upside to this, right? If you look at 128 Solanas, how much is that? That's around $8,000. So the Bored Ape Yacht Club, Ethereum maxis, as you would say, are kind of upset with what's going on with the minting for the other side, right? That now a lot of Ethereum heads are ending up buying into OK Bears. So if you compare $8,000 for one NFT, let's look at the lowest price to buy a Bored Ape. That's 88 Ethereums, which is 204,000. So which one are you actually going to buy? Are you going to buy a Bored Ape or are you going to buy an OK Bear? Obviously, people are looking to hop on the train for something that's a lot cheaper, and maxis are actually looking for a better return on investment. So obviously, I would be choosing OK Bears over that, right? So OK Bears, I'm completely bullish on. And they have a great roadmap ahead. Again, tomorrow they have a conversation on Cointelegraph, so definitely check that out. What else is there? I wouldn't do so much Doodles or Moonbirds, but I think even with Bored Ape Kennel Club, my gosh, down to 6 Ethereums. That's a huge loss for people who bought in way too late. Gammy, I'm not too much of a big fan of. Again, this was actually on the charts, but I don't feel like buying one of these. I don't see any attraction towards it. Again, people are getting liquidated. DeGa somehow on OpenSea is actually 250, and that's so funny because on here, DeGa is actually at a floor price of around 175. So that's a huge difference in price. So, if you're going to buy one of these, buy it on Magic Eden, if anything. So let's go ahead and go to Magic Eden because I want to talk about where we can actually start buying into projects. So obviously, DeGods is a great buy-in opportunity. OK Bear is such a great buy-in opportunity. I think that, guys, I'm sorry I keep going back to OK Bears, but we're almost close to hitting $1 million in transaction volume. That's actually quite huge. And they're actually going to be the leader in terms of, where is it? Solana Monkey Biz. So this is the leader in total volume, right? It's at 185 in terms of its floor price. But the thing is though, this project has been around for 9 months plus, and it's losing a little bit of traction. Right now, we have OK Bears, which is close to hitting at around $1 million. Now, just yesterday, this was at around $900,000. So already, we've surpassed $78,000 in transaction volume. And just, $30 more thousand of transaction volume, I think by tomorrow, we're going to cross this into the $1 million stage. And I think the price of this is going to be substantially high. I mean, just look at this. We were just on this live chat and we were at 129 floor price. Now we're back up to 138. Yesterday, the day before, we were actually at 170. And that's why I want to show you guys that there's actually a lot of buying opportunity for this as well. Okay, let's not also forget, let's talk about gaming as well, because now we're done talking about NFTs, right? So in terms of gaming, right, there's a lot of different opportunities out there, but let's talk about ones that I feel promising. Now, believe it or not, I think ApeCoin is actually a great buy-in opportunity because, again, you have to buy when people are very fearful or judge things. But no matter what, most of these things definitely go up. The reason I think ApeCoin is actually a really good purchase, or at least a good exposure to dollar cost average if you have the funds for it, Because if you look at the overall chart, we're actually really down below. We're at a high of around 23, 24, and this was the other side metaverse minting stage, right? You have to have a certain amount of ApeCoin. Not many people had that. So that took a dip, and now we're all the way back down to this level. So obviously, this is a great buying opportunity if you're looking to buy into this. Again, the fully diluted market cap is actually quite huge compared to the market cap, but it is the leader in the whole metaverse ecosystem. So definitely look into that. So ApeCoin is definitely number one in terms of the metaverse stage. What else is going on? I will say that another token that I'm very bullish on that I also have a project in is the DIO token. Now, believe it or not, as the market has been crazy volatile in the past week or so, right? I think DIO actually hasn't taken a tumble. Like, just think of it like this. Yeah, we were at 37 cents around 3 months ago, and now we're down to 7 cents. But again, this was kind of due to the whole market crashing, right? This isn't just DIO. This is the whole market crashing. And right now, for the past, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, we've been hovering around 12 cents to 7 cents. And today, it's only down, like, well, it's not even really down. It's actually up 33%. So the reason I bring that up is because if you look at everything else, everything is down like 8%, 13%, 15%. So would you rather be up 0.33 or down 15? That's why I think DIO token is such a great play in my opinion. So I'd definitely be dollar cost averaging into that. And I know many of my Patreon members are into this as well. If you haven't joined my Patreon page, please click on the Patreon link below, because if you join our group, I'm going to give you a lot of my insider trading tips. I always let my community know what I'm buying and what I'm selling. I was letting them know that I got into OKBerries when it was around 67 to 87 Solanas, right? And right now we're way above that price range, hitting a floor price of around 137 plus. So obviously we're in massive profit. So if you haven't joined our Patreon group, do that right now. It's very important that you definitely join. Now, everything else in the gaming world, I'm actually not a big fan of, like, right now. Like, people mention Ultra. I don't care about Ultra. Yield Guild Games, Meta Hero. There's nothing in here that really attracts me. Blocktopia, I think that game is already done. It's just oversold. Oh my gosh, I remember when RMRK was at like almost $30. Now it's almost at like $6. So this is a huge, huge loss for this community. But again, it's very early on. We don't know what's going to happen. So definitely invest in the right projects, right? So guys, I don't want to like ran your ear off, but it's time for you to give me your questions in the comments. So I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit. So leave your questions in the comments. Think about it. What do you want me to ask or answer for you guys? And just let me know, like, what questions do you have? Oh, by the way, I wanted to bring up this one thing, Stefan. So Stefan is, I'm going to actually close these windows because I have way too many open. All right, so I want to talk about Stefan a little bit. So Stefan has a lot of crazy traction. And I'll talk about the NFTs, which is actually really important. Let me just go ahead and revert back to this. The Real Ninja says, can't recommend the Patreon group enough. Discord is too crazy for me. The Patreon info is digestible. Oh man, I'm so glad, dude. Like, if anything, I love, like, I feel like you said, you know, the Patreon group is, I check every day, and if there's something that I have juicy that I want to share with my community, I always hit up my Patreon members first. I always let them know what's going on in the atmosphere. And it's actually easier for me to speak to those people because whenever I go on Discord, there's like a ton of people that want to ask me questions, and I just don't have time for that. And so usually I just have the Discord so that the community within Cryptolution can just all get together and speak to each other. But on Patreon, I'm able to just talk to you directly. And it's amazing how many different comments I get and thank yous I get on my Patreon page just for giving them a lot of advice. Again, for me, I just want to make sure that you guys are positioned really well in this atmosphere and that you guys do well, just make money in the overall scheme of things, even in bear markets, right? And even in this bear market right now, that's, I feel like, a current trend. We're making money with NFTs, right? So here's another thing that I want to share with you guys that I think is really juicy, which is the Stefan NFT. Now, Stefan right now is around $2.23, and as we know, that price was a lot cheaper. I think it was around 15 cents at the time when it first started, right? So this was in March of this year, and ever since then, it's been experiencing crazy high prices ever since then. But what I want you guys to look into is the NFTs for these shoes. Now, the reason I bring this up is because these shoes, if you own one of these shoes, you can actually earn some money just by walking, running, or jogging, right? And these are the ones that you really need to look into. So I've heard that people are making around $40 to $100 depending on the shoe and depending on how much you walk in the day. But no matter what, I want you guys to make sure that you always get a level 9. So level 9 is very important because if you look at the level 9, say for instance, this one's for 16.4 ETH, I'm sorry, Solana. Level 9 gives you a better chance of earning a lot of income. Now it has a higher chance of that as well. Now I have to make a video about this as well. I'm been debating if like this is something I want to buy into or not. But again, the stuff in NFT is looking pretty enticing at the current moment because I do like walking, I do love running, I do like doing outdoor activities. Plus, this is something that can earn you money while you're getting healthy. So, you know, is this the best time to get in? Possibly. But, you know, definitely look into this if you can. If you want to see a video about this, leave a comment down below. But again, this is all amazing. So if you haven't already, look into this stuff in NFT. I hope to make a video on it in the near future, but this is like a really good collection in my point. And again, only get this if you're like very active and you're looking to, you know, make some money while you're being active. That's just my thing. And I'm debating if I should get this or not, because again, Solana is pretty low right now. So it's around $66. So say for instance, if I were to buy the, you know, cheapest level 9, if I do 15 Solanas to USD, that would cost you roughly around $1,000. So, you know, is that worth it to you to be paying that much? That's really up to you to decide. But it's not that much considering that you can earn a lot of money, you know, just by walking, and then you can always resell this later on as well. So I think that's a really good price. So guys, with that said, I think that's enough for today. You know, I've chatted your guys' ear off, but again, I'm not fearful of this. These are buying opportunities at this point, and I definitely think you guys should look into this as well if this is something that you want to do. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your guys' support. I will continue to make videos all throughout the week. If I take or miss a day, please forgive me. I'm either trying to create content, but I also have an interview coming up this week as well with an amazing NFT project and its founder. So just stay tuned to that. It's amazing. I want to talk all about it, but always focus on all the different spaces. Again, dips like this create opportunities. Are you going to invest in NFTs? Are you going to invest in cryptocurrencies, gaming, metaverse? You let me know. But this is an opportunity for you to do the research, right? Because cryptocurrency is going to go up, in my opinion. And these dips are so minor and such a short-term, broad perspective that you need to look out and see like, okay, what's the roadmap going to be like ahead? So guys, with that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel and this video. Again, be sure to like that button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to join our Patreon page if you want to talk with me personally. I love to chat with you guys and connect personally. And if you have any questions regarding the market, I'll give you some personal tips of my own that I feel is good for your position. So guys, with that said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.